Welcome to my channel, Constructive Interference. I'm Christina Frost, the Mad Medicine Woman, with good reason. Please check out my story, my teachings from my Cherokee elder. Good stuff. I appreciate all of you who share my story. Mercury's in Aries, March 27th. Can you feel it? I think I'm feeling it. Especially Aries suns. I'm feeling it from the Aries suns. Maybe you're an Aries rising. We'll see what's going on. What does it mean? I like this little book I found, a little $5 store just outside of Detroit. It has some cool little excerpts in it, some descriptions in it, and I like to read words and get these symbolisms, get these objective symbolisms and more ways of describing things. As for me, those are the signs, and they're really on paper, what we're saying to each other, how we're recording things and passing them on. That's absolutely an Aries theme and also the higher mind, a Mercury theme. So I'm going to go with it. It sounds good to me. It's in my 9th house of teaching and learning and expanding. So here we go. Mercury in Aries. You always speak your mind. You don't believe in hemming and hawing, cushioning the blow, or beating around the bush. You get straight to the point and insist that others do the same. If you like something, you'll say so. If you don't, you won't hold back. Yes, you're curt, you're blunt, and you can have the bedside manner of a jackhammer. But you've too much respect for people's intelligence to keep them in the dark. Everyone has a right to know the truth, and whether that hurts them or sets them free is their own business. Aries is the zodiac sign that rules the head, which explains why you're so headstrong and often lock horns with others, which explains why you're so headstrong. And this is Mercury in Aries. However, Mercury in Aries people are also closet intellectuals. Mercury, the higher mind, like I said, this esoteric higher mind of Aries, people don't talk about, I have notes on. Aries may be a sign associated with more brawn than brain, but if you can acknowledge that the mind needs regular workouts, just like the body does, in order to improve, then there's no limit to the hurdles you can clear. And I think Aries make great electricians. I've seen a lot of electricians with heavy Aries and Mercury. And Geminis as well, great engineers. While Mercury and the Sun are both in Aries right now. Bold. You have no problem expressing what you think. You believe in being honest. But being honest means others get to be honest back. Hopefully you can take what you dish out. If not, then a little more discretion might be wise. So I wonder if Miley Cyrus has Capricorn in her too. Case study. So Mercury in Aries through the houses. In Aries, in the first house, is intelligent, talkative, persuasive, anxious. Mercury in the Magician, great car salesman. He understands how to sell, and the merchant and what it takes to sell his products. This magician, like having to dress it up. Persuasive, intelligent. Taurus in the 12th house, imaginative, makes secret arrangements and reports, things that are hidden, that 12th house, from everything else. Quite mysterious there in the 12th house. Might have something connected to do with our past when I think 12th house, or the completion of something, coming to completion. Gemini in the 11th house, informative, keen on study groups. 11th house, definitely working together, maybe like-minded communities, or a community that you really are interested in. They have the same interests as you. Cancer, easily noticed communicator, naturally a spokesperson when Mercury is in your 10th house. 10th house representing your status, or what status we wish to ascend to, what we're best at doing, or what we should be doing as a career. How other people will see us and know us as, or know us for. Mercury there and that Aries there, you would be a very effective communicator, a great communicator in mass media or journalism, anything with writing into books or maybe even studies or teaching something. Aries initiates as far as something electric, something passionate, that Mars and Mercury quality of Aries in that 10th house. Leo, keen to know and learn everything. Maybe overconfident. That's me to a T. 9th house being the higher learning, higher understanding, whether we travel there, where we're studying online. Virgo in the 8th house. Naturally curious to understand. May seem nosy. That 8th house wanting to dig up things, dig up the truth. Naturally curious to understand. Really observant in your environment. Being very observant in what's going on around you. The nonverbal communication. Taking in every little bit of information. It's very Scorpio-like in the 8th house. Mercury moving into the 8th house for Virgo rising. Libra rising, Mercury moving into Aries in the 7th house. Keen to talk through issues, through words. But words don't always hold the answer. Especially in Aries, Mercury wants to get things off his mind, get things off his chest, be able to speak up maybe about things they've researched and found out. So maybe take some of that lesson of observing more than we speak. Less is more. The power of silence, I recommend. Scorpio, best works in communication, cataloging. Try to avoid mental stress when Mercury's in the 6th house, all about service, doing for others. The health of others is our concern. The health of our pets are concern of ours. Our own health is absolutely vital. What we do on a daily basis, that daily routine, comforting that daily routine, making sure that it serves us and for longevity so that we can get these things accomplished. Sagittarius, Mercury in Aries would be your 5th house, confident with words and ideas, needs objectivity. And the 5th house could be a little dreamlike. That's normally the sun in Leo. We see this kind of energy of wanting to be out there and vibrant and fun and not second guessing anything and going for it and bright, and the sun is shining at its brightest. Very confident, that Leo confident with our ideas and words. That's represented by Mercury. That's going to be there. So something we're really passionate about. Maybe it's a hobby or something, or some kind of creative endeavor we're doing. It needs to bring it down into something objective, practical, and get your processes ready in place and check off those boxes. So that when Mercury moves into your 6th house, Capricorn. In your 4th house, Mercury moves into Aries. Bright and intelligent, has a home life full of variety. It's moving about, because Mercury likes to move about and represents short travel as well. I would say be careful just a little bit squaring off to Mars in Cancer as far as traveling goes. Bright, intelligent, so you're going to be very busy and moving around, moving about these ideas and feeling good about these executions and moving around, maybe having people over, maybe doing, having a project, having the backyard thing, having to go to the kids' games and go to the family's house, and then you got to go to the store, and then you got to go, we've got travel plans, and then we got to go, maybe not as much travel plans. It's coming back from travel, and then we got to do this, and then whatever's around the house, the duties around the house, the people around the house that we're inviting into our house. Aquarius. Mercury in the 3rd house in Aries is quick thinking, naturally curious, loquacious. The third house in that Gemini energy, and so much focus on Venus that also exalts in Gemini. No one speaks about the esoteric ruler of Gemini, but why interpersonal relationships mean so much to them is because whether they were growing up or not, whether they had those relationships or whether they were rocky or whether they had to stick up and take care of their siblings, it means so much to them what's around them, and that growing up is secure and safe and works well together. The quick thinking, naturally curious, it's like problem solving. I feel with the third house, it tends, or at least the mind tends to what's around them. The third house represents a lot of how we grow up and who we grow up around and how we communicate and work with those people and environments around us as we're getting older. That kind of adolescent age that just after, maybe during the teenage years. Pisces. Mercury and Aquarius would be in your second house. Intelligent in business. May push ideas too hard. Taurus is very fights for what works, fights for, sometimes Taurus in the second house fights for the old ways of doing things. But when you have an idea that you're pushing very hard to see these things into fruition, we're making things happen, we're putting things on the ground, we want to see it happen, especially intelligent in business and Mercury in that second house, being able to navigate adult negotiations, contracts. And you might think the best way of going about it. So you're going to push your way of going about it. You're going to feel real intelligent on your game. And people might take a little bit of offense to that. They might get a little ouch. Or I say I have too high standards for other people. But you know the way for it to get done. That's the Mercurical magician way. We can see through the cracks. We know how. But you know the way for it to get done. That's the Mercurical magician way. We can see through the cracks. We know how to get what we need to get done. Get it there. Get it sold. So let me know how Mercury and Aries is affecting you. If you can feel it. If you feel yourself talking to yourself a little bit too much, you got the inner dialogue going, you got all the ideas, you got the fire, you got the inspiration, acting the plans out. Mars and Cancer again might have a little bit of defensive and protectiveness over these things that we want to build, the seeds we want to plant, these things that we can see in the long term and coming into fruition that we're trying to get done now. Let me know below, constructively interfere. Let me know below, constructively interfere. Check out my story, please. Love and light, all of you. Peace and love. My daughter and I would say, please check out my story. The Rapture begins in Detroit and the comeback story. Thank you all so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. I love you all. And I'm the Mad Medicine Woman, Constructive Interference. Here we go.